Hello and welcome. My name is Merely Adequate, and Bebop and I are so glad that you could join us today. If you're enjoying these episodes, please feel free to drop us a comment and let us know what you like and maybe some suggestions. We'd love to hear from you. We have some pretty big plans today, as you may have seen by that flyby. We've marked out a pretty large area that we're hoping to do some things with. But before we get to that, you may have noticed in the last episode that we made some changes to the mob spawner. Yeah. So let's go over there, take a look at that, and I'll show you what we did, okay? Let's go. So you may notice that Bebop has built a little bit more of a contraption up here than what we had at the episode where we built it. So we were having a couple problems. The main one was I couldn't really just AFK here from my experience. I had to be here, with my sword. Obviously, if you're familiar with how, you can, with the computers, you can use auto clickers. I could have done something like that, but then, you run out of, health or your food energy, and then that's a problem. So I asked Bebop if he could make a Trident Killer. Now, this is a Trident Killer. You may not have seen one like this before. We kind of, here, let me get it running so that when mobs come in, you can see what's going on. This one is a single wide one, which is not normal for Trident Killers. We had to kind of work that out together. Bebop mostly figured this out. It works pretty good. If it gets backed up, though, with too many mobs in there, it won't really work anymore. So that's why we got to keep it running while there's mobs coming in. And it does work great. But it took us quite a while of working and adding more glass and making some adjustments because I kept getting attacked while standing here because mobs would glitch through diagonally through the blocks and things. So that was pretty frustrating. But I think we have it figured out now. If you're not familiar with Trident Killers, it's mainly a bedrock thing. Once you throw a trident, as long as you don't pick it up again, it acts like it's constantly being thrown. So it's just, sitting up there, getting pushed back and forth and hitting everything that comes down. And we're just, by pushing this observer up and down, we're turning on that observer clock, and that's what's making it run. And then down here, let's take a look. We had to move our storage system too to make some more room for some other stuff. We had to add a item sorter because we were getting so much of everything but bone. We were getting tons of bone. I don't want to say that, but just so many bows and arrows and everything that we don't need. So the items come down here, and if they're bone, they get sorted into these chests. And then if they're not, they continue on, and back there's some lava that they flow into. These are just random storage chests. But yeah, so that's a little bit of bone that we see in those. I haven't really done much here lately. But it's now working pretty good. I still, every once in a while, will have a mob glitch through there. So I have to kind of be a little bit careful and keep an eye on it sometimes, or block myself in if I'm going to AFK. But yeah, I really thank you, Bebop. I want to say thank you. This has really been wonderful, and it really helps out a lot. So good job, little guy. Little guy. I've never called you little guy before, have I? Thank you, Bebop. This is wonderful. So yeah, I just wanted to show you that. So great. Let's head on back to the house, and we'll get working on some other things. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what this is all about. As you see, we got a lot of cobblestone laid out, and I'm clearly marking off an area. What I am working on now is the landscaping and the stuff for to finish up this area. I feel like our starter base area is looking amazing. You can see it behind me. Doesn't it just look so good? I just can't believe what we've done so far. But I would like to kind of finish it up with some landscaping. I'm planning on this area here that I've marked off, this stone area, to be a lake. Now it's going to be a lake with a little island in the middle, and you'll see I have something special in the island in the middle. And I'm hopefully going to make some custom trees and some bushes and plants and other things, and finish off some of the paths and the lighting and whatnot in this area to kind of make it come a little bit alive. And when it's all done, we'll get back and we'll kind of do a walkthrough and see how it ended up. Okay? Does that sound good? All right, let's get to it. Okay, I thought this might be a good time to stop and maybe explain a little bit about what's been going on. The mechanics of water in Minecraft can be a little bit tricky. If you're experienced using it, then this may be kind of simple for you. But I thought I would kind of explain how to get something, this deep and this wide to fill completely full of source water without doing every single block in the entire thing. So I set up a little demonstration, and I thought we should take a look at it. Okay, over here I have a few areas that I've set up. So the way water works is when you place down a bucket of water, it creates a source block. So that's the main block where water is, and then everything that flows from there is flowing water. And if you want to pick it up, you just say that, and you want to pick it up, you pick up the source, and everything goes away. Well, if you want it all to be source, like in that lake, then you want the source blocks to, you either have to put a source block in every single space, or you want the source blocks to work for you. And the way you can do that is if you place down one, it's going to start flowing. And then if you place down another and allow it to flow in to the directly into the flow of this original source, and they create more source blocks. So I'm gonna put one here, watch. See? So that was a source and that was a source, and as they flowed into each other, they created more source. So I can pick up water from any of these, and they're all source blocks, and then they'll fill back in because the source blocks are flowing in. Yeah? That's really simple stuff. I'm pretty sure all of you already know that. Then something else you may already know is that you can use that to work for you, and instead of putting down, what is this, 6, 12, 18 source blocks, I can put down just these 5 and it'll fill it in all. See? So if I put here, then it's flowing in multiple directions, yeah? And if I put one down here, I'll get a couple source blocks because see, they're flowing towards each other. And if I put down one here, then all 3 of these are feeding towards each other and creates this group of 6 source, right? You can pick up from any of them, yeah? Like that. So, but then if I move down and put one there, it's going to combine with that one, but then now that that's a source, it'll combine there and multiply together. Yeah, that works pretty great. And then you put one more, and then look at that. It all just fills in for you. That's really handy for doing something wide like that. Now this is a rectangle where it works the easiest. But you can do in other shapes like this too. You just sometimes have to put down more water blocks. So let's see. So if I put one there, and then it's flowing this way, so I can put one there. Yeah? And then it's flowing this way, so I can put one there. And now those have created a source, so I can grab from that one. And do there. And just keep going like every other block, even if it's like diagonal, see? So every other block would be here, but you could also every other block diagonal there. And you just keep picking up and placing every other spot. Yeah? And then eventually, picking up the source, putting it down, picking up the source, putting it down. Eventually it fills in. See? I didn't put anything over there. It's just by putting it around in every other one. Now that is the width. That's making it wide. But how do you make it deep? Because if you just put it there at the top, then all the blocks in the bottom, they will be flowing water, not still water, and that kind of messes with some things like fish growing or plants or things like that won't really work underwater if you have flowing water underneath. So what you have to do, let me refill my buckets real quick, is the exact same thing, but you only have to worry about the edges. So okay, if I put one down here, that is flowing this direction, yeah? So if I put one down here, it'll flow that direction and create a source block there, yeah? And then, now you'd think I put one there, but that's down too low. So if you don't have a block at the right height here, then you may have to put some extra ones in, like right here. It's not two away, it's only one, but there you go. Pick up a source, put it down, and it flows. Yeah, look at that. And then you just do that all the way around just on the edge. Yeah? It's going to go all the way around just on the edge blocks. And then eventually, oh, just a couple more. It fills in, oh, I forgot one over here. It fills in all the way because I didn't put anything there in the middle and it filled it in. And that's what I did over there. I only had to go around the outer edge, filling it in. Now with this thing in the middle, I had to do a little bit around the edge of the middle island as well. But just by going around the outer edge, it filled in everything in the middle. And that's how it works. Learning new things and sharing what you have learned with people who also want to know is something that you should do for your whole life. No matter how old you get, you can always learn new things and share. Okay, Bebop, are you ready to get back to work? Yeah? Okay, let's go do some more work. I think we are completely done with the starter area, and I could not be more happy. I think it looks amazing. So you saw most of everything already, but I thought maybe I'd do a little bit of a walk around to show you some of my favorite parts. Okay? Bebop, you want to show them? All right, let's go. So this is our flower garden. I think it turned out really nice. This wasn't originally in my plan, but whenever I got done with the main buildings, I thought that everything was very brown and very, natural wood and stone, and I wanted to bring a little color in. I thought this did a wonderful job. Lots of the plants and the park benches and these lamps. I think it turned out pretty good, and I like this little walkway using moss and moss carpet and stuff. I thought that was great. I have several new custom trees. As I said before, I'm pretty new to custom trees, but I think these turned out wonderful. I got one there. Let's see. I've got another one over here. Hello, Mr. Llama. Are you missing your trader? As you see, I had to put some lamps and stuff underneath them because I had quite a few mobs going on. So I'm trying to cut that down. And then lastly, the third tree is over here, which I think frames everything real nicely. This is my custom lake, which I am super happy with. I was surprised when I bone milled, I kept getting coral and stuff, but I didn't want that in there, so I took that out. And then, of course, I made it so that this little waterfall goes down here into the river below. I think that turned out great. What do you think, Bebop? Yeah? And then lastly, I have these two bridges leading to something I'm guessing you can probably guess what it is. This will be our nether portal, which we will do next episode. I'm planning on going into the nether next episode. Bebop, I don't think you can come, little man. It's going to be pretty hectic and dangerous, so we'll see what happens, okay? But yeah, it continues and leads off this direction, which is where I'm thinking, we'll probably do a future build. I haven't really decided what it is yet. Maybe I'll get some inspiration from somewhere, but yeah, and that is about everything. I think it turned out wonderful. I'm so happy. This is where we're going to be living for a good portion of this series. And I particularly love this area over here with all the animals. The life just makes it seem so wonderful. See, Bebop brought our horse back. I'm so glad he was able to. Thank you, Bebop. That was a dangerous thing that you pulled. Should we get rid of that lever? That's a little dangerous. Well, there was one thing that happened while we were gathering those flowers for the flower garden, and it was a little strange. I took our horse and Bebop over there, and something happened, so why don't you check it out and let me know what you think. Okay, Bebop, what do you think? I think we should get a combination of some... I don't know about blues, but pinks would go good with maybe some reds or whites. I like the oranges. That looks nice. Yep, bluets. Okay, I think this would be good for our flower garden. Oh, daisies. You gotta have daisies. Yeah, I think it looks good. What do you think about Bebop? Bebop, what's going on? So, that was a little weird, right? It wasn't just me. I'm starting to think that, Bebop is a bit of a different kind of dog. Well, we've had lots of good adventures, Bebop. Is that it? Are we done for the day? No? One? Oh, right. Oh, right, the horse. Oh, I almost forgot. So I guess we have to name our horse now. Are you ready? Okay. Our horse's name is...